decolonization educational practices, which you've talked about in a couple places here. You did spearhead that current website. It's a project, I think, that KPU has, you know, kind of got on board with as far as, indigenizing education. And how is that going?
Yeah, that's a big project I worked on, and I'm still working on in terms of developing a community of practice to talk about it with colleagues moving into the future. So this Decolonizing Educational Practices website is a deeply collaborative process with dozens of others, including Indigenous colleagues at KPU and external to KPU. But I ended up being the one that sort of put together all the pieces that were gathered and made the website with helps with some other folks with tweaking the design and whatnot. And it was very intentional to be a river. I was trying to think of like,
Oh,
because there's a lot of websites out there that are just a series of links. Like it says, oh,
mhm.
here's this, you can go, you can check out this link to go here, and this,
Right.
and they're helpful, and they're quicker to make, but then you're sort of really going somewhere else to get the, I was gonna say the meat, but I'll say the tofu of the of the material because I'm vegetarian. But I wanted to frame, and I was like, oh yeah, rivers. Rivers are my deepest spiritual connection on the
Mhm,
planet. So I
mhm.
was like, oh, I could do like headwaters, river, ocean. Headwaters, just getting started on this decolonization journey. River, you want to get into the flow of it a bit deeper, and then ocean, really going deep. That was a nice way to set up sort of
Oh,
a flow for the website, and the word flow as used was very appropriate. And
yeah.
also all the local First Nations to KPU. Uh, they're all deeply connected to the local watersheds, right? So it also has that connection as well. And yeah, so the idea was to create something where mostly staff and faculty, but students and others might benefit from it as well, can go in there to get some inspiration and ideas around anything from territorial acknowledgements to assessment to learning on the land, to inviting elder Caton, KPU's elder uh, in residence to come to their class, like because these questions keep coming up, which is good. More and more colleagues are coming up with like, well, how do I do this? And I want to get involved, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to do it wrong. And so they get stuck, and maybe they come to me, or they'll go to Indigenous Studies, but there's only a certain amount of folks at Indigenous Studies at KPU that can actually respond to these things. And so now they can direct them to the website saying, well, actually, we have a resource for that. Here it is. Check it out.
Mhm,
uh,
mhm.
and so that hopefully that's working out. And it's been had a great response from folks, both internal and external to KPU. And then, as I said, we're going to start a community practice, or I'm going to start that, where we'll have folks gather and talk about what we're currently doing and also where are the gaps. What are the things we're not doing enough of as well?